Hello, everybody. My name is Jessie Terrian. I'm an independent demonstrator with the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room, we do all things paper craft. If you are joining me from YouTube, welcome. I am so glad you're joining me today. You are watching a replay of our weekly Facebook Live. Let me show you the card that we are going to be doing today. Look at that. So good. So, do all the YouTubey things. Now I'm just going to give it a few minutes for the besties to find me. I do want to give fair warning. We have some weather hovering around the house. I'm hearing a little bit of distant rumbling and the wind's starting to pick up. So hopefully we have a good connection for this. Fingers crossed. All right, I found myself. And my sound is on. Oh, and everybody's popping in. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Karen. Hi, Pam. How you guys doing? Do you have a good week? It's Friday. I'm so excited. Okay, so my Vegas besties, are you psyched about this weather? I actually, like maybe an hour ago, had little flickers, like my lights kept going on and off, and I almost broke out the ghost hunting equipment. I was like, I'm not going to have internet. I'm not going to be able to do this tonight. I'm going to ghost hunt. But no, so far so good. We're okay. So here is the card. Okay, so I know I've been doing fall vibes, but I saw this fun fold with the floating panels. Look at that. And I was like, looking at the fall stuff I had, and I was like, no, I know what we're doing tonight. I had to. I had to. This is too good. Now, hopefully, I explain it well, you know, and we get there. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. The only technique is the way you attach the arms for the floating panels. Other than that, we got this. You know what I'm saying? I hope so, because half time I don't know what I'm saying. So, I know I'm so excited. The weekend is finally here. Are you guys prepped for your class tomorrow? Don't laugh. I'm not prepped yet. Does this surprise anyone? I'm ready. I know what I'm doing. I just need to sit down and cut my pieces so that I'm up to where you guys are. You know, I could do that in the morning. I have tons of time. Famous last words. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm just giving it maybe a few more minutes. What else do I have to say? Did you see the post I made? I'm trying to advertise for Stampin' Blends Club. If you don't know what that is, I run a club where every month you get sent a kit with coloring materials and two different blender color pen sets and enough card materials to make 2 cards out of the things we color. And then I send them to you. It's $35 a kit. And I'm going to be going live twice, and we're going to be coloring, and I'll be telling you techniques, and we'll be hanging out. And then we'll make the card, right? So it'll be one coloring project and one card each live, so 2 lives, and then you'll have a bonus coloring page just to do on your own for funsies. Well, for October, of course, I had to do spooky stuff. So I put a sneak peek, and one of the pictures or images we're going to use, I put on the advertisement. Super cute. So there's that. And if you would like more information or to be invited to the Stampin' Club's group page, hit me in the comments and I will certainly send you a link or answer any questions you may have. So there is that. Oh, what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but Lord only knows, my brain. Look, there's a butterfly. Just kidding. All right. I think we're going to flip down. It's been 5 minutes. Tell everybody who's joining me live, hey, and let's get this show on the road. All right. Let me make sure. Okay, good. There's no glare. We should be good to go. Let me scooch over. Okay. No, no, yes, no. Okay. I'm trying to see. Can you see? I put Wink Estella on there, and in person, it is so pretty. But on the, yeah, I don't think the camera's picking it up. But I highly recommend if you get the, what is the name of this paper? If you purchase the Lights of Aura paper, pair it with a Wink of Stella just on those light pieces, and oh my gosh, it takes this from being beautiful to phenoms. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't even tell you how good it is. So we'll just start there. We're using the suite today, but the card that I'm demonstrating, you could certainly use whatever you have. So this paper comes in a 6x6 format, and you get, I believe it's 4 of each design. So the backs are pretty boring. It's just like a white, a washed color kind of a deal. But the star of the show really is all these Aurora Borealis type things, images. I don't know what you'd call it. So maybe you get more. I think you get more than 4. You get a whole bunch, right? And they're gorgeous. Gorge. I'll try to remember. See, the back's very plain because the front is what you want to show on these. But if you were to do like a flip moment where you see both sides, it is nice that they did put something back there, you know? There's that. Then this one. Who can see the northern lights where they are? Or I know recently, over the past year, we've been having a lot of light shows in areas. We even had some here, but the city lights are so bright, it's very hard to see it. So there you go. That's black. All right, so that's the paper. Gorgeous. I know when I showed what I got in my product share, um, and my pre-orders, this was a set that everybody said they were most excited about the paper. They love the set. I mean, I can't tell you, everybody was commenting on it. And I didn't purchase it. I purchased the paper and stuff, but I didn't get the set. So I went back and I got the set because I was like, I can't let my besties down. So we're using the Light and Wonder set. And so we have really nice sentiments. The thing I like about this stamp set is it pairs perfectly with the sign design punch. You can kind of see some of these sentiments. The top is curved. They fit right in there perfectly. So if you have that, that's a nice thing to pull out when you're using this. And then the dies are phenomenal for doing layering with all the different pieces. Now today, we're just using the big trees piece and we're going to cut it up. But you could do a whole landscape with this. And of course, we're going to use some of those gems. These are gorgeous in person. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they're very iridescent. They're very much, they go with the vibe nicely. Home run, in my opinion. Okay, so here's the front. It's a gatefold, and the 2 panels are floating. Isn't that cute? And it works so well with the set. I was obsessed. Obsessed. So let me bring in my pieces. I've pre-cut everything today. So I cut out two of these silhouette tree die cuts, and we're going to cut them up and use them to decorate the panels and things like that. Now, it depends on what stamp set and paper and all that jazz. You may not have that part, but I feel like if I give you the basics, this is an easy card. You're going to get it. So I have all my pre-cut pieces. I'm just getting organized. Now, one thing that I did on this card, there really is no place for our sentiment. You could put a panel here and write something there. But I didn't feel like that was enough. So, bam, I put a little panel on the back. So now I have plenty of room to write my bestie, right? And I even used some of that paper on the bottom that I had as scrap from cutting it up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make our card base. Very easy. This is the A2 that we always do, but the score lines are different. So 8.5 by 5.5. We do that on almost every card, right? Now you're going to score it at 2.25. No, I'm sorry. 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. But don't worry, on the pictorial, I will have all the measurements for you. But that's what you're going to score. Now we're going to give it a good crease down. You want to crease everything very well because this is a thicker card. And so that it lays nicely. Take your time with that step. Okay, now we're going to cut 3 sheets of our designer series paper. Now you could change this if you don't want the same pattern on every panel. You could put a white panel in the back. You could put white panels on the side. You could play with your paper. You do you. But you want that 5.25 by 2 inches on each side for the front, for the inside panels, and then for the back panel, 5.25 by 4. Okay? And like I said, you'll have all the measurements. When I cut my paper and I cut it in the 5.25 by 4, then I cut that right in half at the 2-inch mark, and I'm lining them up. See? If you had patterns, and see, even that doesn't look bad, but it looks so nice when you match your paper. So I kind of have these laid the way I want them glued in. I'm just going to take some liquid glue and do our thing. So how is everybody doing? What are we doing this weekend? I need to know. Catch me up. Other than the class, probably just doing a little bit of cleaning and stuff like that. I have homework to do, you know, all of the things. Nothing really exciting. I got to prep because it's almost payday, and we go and we do all our grocery food shopping around the 1st to get it done. It's not something I can say I love to do. I don't know when that happened. I rather shop online. I don't like going into the stores. Maybe it's my eyesight, It's not so fun when you're squinting all the time, can't see real well. But I don't know what it is. It's just not my jam anymore. I used to like it. But girls got to eat, so we got to go. But it does help if I make a list. I know what I want. That way I'm in, out, bing, bang, bung. Bing, bang, and done. You know what I'm saying? come on now. My friends are watching. So other than that, Mom and I went to B&B. There we go. Mom and I went to B&B yesterday. We had a phenomenal time. We did some winning, you know. It's always a good time when Mom and I get together. It's our therapy, you know what I mean? Have a few laughs, have a cup of coffee, do a little bingo. We like to go to the cannery because they have all paper bingo and they got a whole bunch of new machines in and they were paying. Hot tip for my Vegas friends. Go to the cannery. All right, here we go. So now we have this. We can kind of set that aside. That was our prep work. And we'll work on this later. Okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I did this in reverse when I made the card because I was kind of figuring out our lives. But what I figured out was it is better to decorate your panels before you put your inserts in. You know what I'm saying? So let me grab, I don't know if I can do it like this. Hold on. I like to have everything really close to me. I can't have it away from me. Okay. So I need a 2-inch tree panel on each side of this. My tip for cutting things like this, where they're all like little cut out things. Hold on, I just saw where I've missed some of the little papers. You want all those papers cut out because the charm of the card is the colors poking through. So you want to really take your time and weed that. Okay. Now, we need 2-inch panels and we want them to kind of line up. And I like this middle part to cut it out. My one tip when you're cutting things like this, put your cutting blade, you know how I normally tell you sink your blade? You're not going to be able to really do that with this because it's so, finely cut paper. So get it in the trimmer where you want it and start it where the paper is the thickest, which would be at the bottom for this piece. Really secure it with your hands and go up. Okay, if I were to come down with all those little pieces, it could grab it and tear it, move the paper, make a mess. So that's why I have that tip for you. And then we're going to line this up with the 2-inch mark, starting at the bottom, working our way up. Okay, so there is for the left side panel. Now I'm going to take this and flip it over. I want to do 2 inches. Okay. So now I have my front. Now we need the inside. Now you're really not going to see over to your right. So I just need some trees here and then these 2 panels. And we're going to repeat the process. Let's see. Should take, I'll trim that off with my scissor if I need it. Okay. And I keep flipping this around. And there is a method to my madness. Ooh, see, it ripped. I went too fast. Okay, so these pieces are going to go like this. And then this piece is going to line up with that panel. See? Ooh, so good. I know. You're impressed. You can give me hearts. I know. Pats on the back. I'm telling you. I am on fire today, guys. Okay, here we go. Now, when I do this, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the solid part and kind of just dot it around on the thick parts. You don't need a lot, you know, just enough so that it's tacked down and secure. Now, pay attention to where your score lines are. Don't get your tree into that because then it's not going to fold. Okay. So I am super excited about receiving my advent calendar. It's going to kill me to wait until the proper time, December 1st, or no, not the 1st, whatever day, I think it's the 13th, that we start opening the little doors, for 12 days of Christmas, because I want to end up opening the last one on the 14th. So maybe, or you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to glue and do math. It doesn't work. Um, I want to finish my last box on Christmas Eve. Thank you. I'm trying to get it out there. It'll come. And it's going to kill me to wait, but I will do it. But I saw that one of the top demonstrators got her box already, which is fine, and is planning to start opening one door a day and showing it online. And I know it is our job to show things and sell things and all of the things. However, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, don't ruin the magic. Don't ruin the surprise or the enjoyment of the activity. Now, it is our choice whether we watch her video or not. I understand that. But what if I just happen upon it? Now I'm going to have to unfollow her. It's a whole thing, it's drama. Then I'll see her at conference in November and be like, yeah, I didn't follow you. Sorry. No. And I won't say who it is because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to do that. But I don't know. How do you feel about it? Is it like, am I making too big of a deal about it? Or is it like, oh, that's kind of, ugh. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I was like, some things in life, we don't have many moments as adults where we get surprises, or a lot of us don't. Maybe some of you do. But you know what I mean? Like when you have an opportunity like this, and it's so catered to you, right? Your love of paper crafting and for you, not for the family or for a friend or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like keep the magic. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So now, boom. So good, right? So good. I know. I know, bestie. Let's do some stamping real quick. Oh, Pam, you had to drive in it? The weather? I'm glad you're home. That's crazy. I know there was a couple times we were PCSing or going somewhere. Um, when the weather got bad and we would just have to pull over with the kids, and they'd be like, "Are we gonna be okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, we'll be fine." But also, when I was in Missouri, I was doing daycare and it was around Christmas and everybody was, trying to do the Christmas hustle where they were getting home and that kind of stuff. And we got hit with a snowstorm. And some of my parents were like going for it. They didn't care. They were getting home for Christmas. My heart would be in my mouth, like, oh my goodness. I mean, they were saying, people were stranded on the side of the road and all these crazy things. And I'm like, is it really worth going through all that? I don't know. And putting my kids in the car, oh yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, they always made it, but scary. Okay, so I'm using the sentiment, wishing you a year of, and then inside we're going to put light and magic. I just love that. Love, love, love. I always strive to be the light for other people, right? I try. It's not easy. I'm only human. And I love that font too. So pretty. I wish I could write like that. I have such a messy handwriting. I'm just like, well, this is what we get. Some people have the gift. My mom has the gift. I do not have the gift. Ah, don't drop it. And this is a little bit long, but I kind of liked it sideways, kitty cornered like that. I'm just giving light pressure and just, time for the ink and the paper to do their thing. And then we need a little and for it to make sense. I wish that they had um, included a little ampersand. Is that how you say it? It's either ampersand or ampersand. I think it's ampersand. The little E with the line. I think that would have been cute, but there you go. And I probably have one in another set, but I wasn't about to dig. That was too much. That's too much, besties. It's Friday. Okay, so now we have our mats and we're just going to mat these down. Now you could make these a different shape for sure. You could make them fancy, use different dies with stitching or whatever you got. But I kept it simple because I wanted the focus to be on that gorgeous paper. No, I need to replace my blades on my cutting mat or sharpen them. Maybe I'll just try to sharpen it. Oh, I'm out of tinfoil. Never mind. It's almost Monday. I mean, it's almost the first, guys. It's almost the first. I'm running out of everything. Okay, here we go. So now we have all our pieces. Super easy. Let's do this real quick too. Why not? Get it done. Oh my gosh, my husband is always usually hot and I am always freezing. And we flipped at some point 2 weeks ago where I'm warm all the time, and he keeps saying, "Oh, I'm freezing. I have to turn off the air." And I'm like, why does it always have to be whatever your temperature is? That's what we have to go off of. Why can't he just get like a sweatshirt? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have to be hot? I don't know. We don't know why. It's like, you better watch out. It could be the menopause, and I could freak out and get you. You might want to keep me on ice. That's all I'm saying. That's my point, people. I don't know. All right. So I pulled, I believe this is retired, the Forever Forest set, just one out of my stash, because I just wanted something back here, but I didn't want more words. So I was just going to put some little moon and stars, just a little something extra. You don't have to be extra, but I liked it. Oh, thank goodness. This is super juicy because it's Secret Sea and it's pretty new. And when I dipped that, and I didn't even hit it hard, the ink went everywhere. And I just knew I was going to get a halo, but I didn't do it. Ah, see, I should go to the casino because I'm having a good day. This is what I like to tell myself right before I lose my money. No, I am staying home. Hopefully, we get a good storm. I don't know if we are. That would make me very happy. Get out my ghost hunting equipment and try to contact Elvis. Okay, here we go. So we're almost done with this card. We have to do our panels and pretty it up. Home stretch. Okay, so let me show you this part. Now I'm going to show you a time saver. If you cut this at 4¼ long by 3 inches wide, and then you score it 1 inch. I don't remember these score lines, but they're in the tutorial. But 1, 2, 3 scores, and then you turn it and you cut it at 1.5 inches. Boom. You get the 2 arms you need for the card. Okay. Now this is the part we need to pay attention to. And it's the part I'm nervous about because I did it. I know I can do it. I have a little chicken scratch like formula to remember, you know, to remember my things. Okay. So the first one, I want you to grab a pencil and I want you to use your mat. And I want you to put a little tick mark. Let me fold this. A little tick mark at 3/4 of an inch. Just a little tick mark. Now I want you to take your piece and I want you to find the center, which if this is 2.5 would be 1¼ and I want you to put a little tick mark. I know you're not going to be able to see it on camera. The reason for that is we want this to be straight when we glue it on, and you can line up those tick marks to make sure it's evenly spaced, okay? Also, if you have a grid, you can use your grid. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there. And I'm going to square this up in my grid so I can eyeball it. Now I'm going to take my panel and I'm going to put it on the bar. Line up your tick marks and make sure that the piece is straight. Okay? So that might be a bit off. Looks pretty good. Okay. Now, when you glue it, you only put it on the longest panel piece. There. You only put it on the longest panel piece. You want this to be free. You want this to be free because that's going to be the mechanism that makes the movement in your card and makes it work. Okay, so set that aside. We're going to repeat the process, but you're going to flip your arm. Oh, I hope I did this right. No, I think I did it backwards. I have to think about this. Hold on. Because this piece should go like this. Did I do it right? Hold on. See, this is why I was nervous. Okay, this piece, yeah, I did it backwards. Hold on. All that perfection for nothing. No, it's okay. I can flip it. The reason it's important is because you could flip it, but I don't want to do that because I already put my pretties down. You know what I mean? Because it really doesn't matter which side, the top and the bottom, as long as they're opposite. So that would have been fine. But for my card design, it kind of does matter. So let's do it the right way. But I'll do it quicker. Okay? No problem. We're going to pretend like that didn't happen. And then you're going to be like, it's amazing. How did you do it? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. Okay, there we go. All right. Take off some of the bulk. And I'm going to eyeball with my mat. Okay. Ha ha. All right. So we are right. Make sure you only put it on the one part. Now, I'm going to repeat the process like so. Put it on the longest bar. If you have a grid, you could really use just your grid to line it up. But if you don't, go ahead and take the extra step to do the pencil mark. Okay. Okay. Do, 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 do. Okay, perfect. Now for this first one, I'm going to lay this. You want this piece to be lined up. You want your first panel to be lined up with the top edge of the card, and you want that score line to line up with the score line, okay? You don't want this piece to be too close to your score line over here because it's going to affect your card closing properly. So I'm just going to take like a smidge off with my paper trimmer because I found that that helps me. Okay, so the measurements are right, everything lines up, but just so I don't get it in that score line, I just take a little bit, just a smidge off. All right, so we're lining it up, make sure it's not in there. Now here's the part that's going to make you go, put a little bit of glue or tear and tape would be great for this because it's more instant on that piece and fold your card and shut it. I know. It's kind of nerve-wracking because we've already done all this work, and if we screw it up, we got to start over. I understand, bestie. I understand. But trust the process, friend. Trust the process. Okay, so there you go. It's hooked up. Now, we're going to fold this piece over and lay it flat. we're going to put glue only on that one panel, just the one. Now keep it folded and close your card flat. Okay, give it a second. Like I said, tear and tape would be more instant. So I have to hold this for a sec. But you see, boom, boom, it worked. All right. Woohoo! I knew we would get there, friends. Oh, now, this does open all the way, but it doesn't lay flat, flat. This piece will always pop up a little bit. That's fine. Because, you know, a person's not going to be like, oh, when they open the card. But if they do pull it all the way, it's not going to rip or anything. Okay, so now we have to do this again. Line up the bottom edge to the bottom of your card. They're not going to overlap, okay? You want to keep it out of your crease. And this one seems fine. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem. And you make sure that when everything is lined up straight, that score line kind of matches with the score line of the other side. Okay, so those are all the things. If you think this is going over too much, you can always take a little hair off there. All right, so now we're going to do it again. We're going to fold it over. If you're using liquid glue, you're going to have to be patient, okay? While I'm taking this time, I'm just going to erase my tick mark. Who would ever know? Oh, I got glue right there. I'll fix it. All right, so now we've got that. Now we open it up. We fold our double panel. I know, nobody will know. Don't tell them, bestie. You put your glue on the outer panel. We're going to fold and close the card. And I got to let that sit for a minute. So I'm going to work on this darn glue. Okay, there we go. So does that make sense now? I hope so. Sorry about the, see? So you can still see the trees. You can see that beautiful paper, and it closes up like that. Now, while the glue is setting, let's set our piece. I'm not going to pop this up or anything. I'm just going to use my liquid glue, half waypoint, lay it down, stick it where you'd like the sentiment to be. Now this could be a circle, this could be hearts, this could be stars, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want your little sentiment focal point to be, or you may skip that on your card design, depending if it makes sense or not. Okay, so there's the basic card done, but we gotta zhuzh it up, right? So I've got my Wink of Stella. I gotta find my, I'm gonna prime it a little bit. I prime it a lot. Don't be like me, be better than me. It's fine, I just go through more of the liquid. Okay, so what I'm doing is just on the light part. I'm just putting that Wink of Stella. Okay. I wish you could see it. It is so pretty. Oh, it almost makes me be like, why didn't you put some glitter or something with this paper, you know? Make it specialty paper. Yeah, just give it a little swipe wherever you think it should live. Okay, done. So that's what I'm doing for that. And then, my gosh, my desk is like a bomb went off. I'm not the only one, right? I can't help it. I just pull everything out. No matter how neat I am and organized when I start, when I'm done, Hot Mess Express. What are you gonna do? Okay, so I think the little, come on. Okay. We need one up here at light. I just went crazy with these. They are so pretty. Okay, so there's the inside done. And then for the outside, just gonna put a few. All right. Guys, that is it. Have you ever made one of these cards before? Do you have any questions for me? With the bar or anything like that? What are we thinking of the Light and Wonder set? Are you as obsessed with it as I am? It is so pretty. I looked for examples of cards that people had done so far with the set, and I really couldn't find any. Doesn't mean they're not out there. I just didn't find them. On Pinterest, I looked a little bit on Facebook. So, maybe someone will follow my thing. Who knows, right? Okay, I'm gonna flip up, I think. Let's see. Okay, it worked. So, all right, that is our card for tonight. It was a little bit of a long one. If you guys stuck with me, you're amazing. Um, let's see. Not a lot of chatty Cathys out there. What's going on? You okay? I worry about you guys. All right. Hopefully everybody's good. I'm gonna sign off. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go make dinner. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And hopefully you'll join me tomorrow for our card making class. All right? See you later. Mwah.